God was the father, Jesus was the son, and Mary was the mother. That's why babies born nowadays is because God and Mary had Jesus. And like Jesus and stuff made man who made from sand and water. Stuff when it took one of the bone and sticks and took one of the bones from a man and made a woman. On the real, then while people haven't said Adam and Eve and God and Mary had it and how babies exist too. You know what I mean? And then say like Lucifer, Satan, the devil was Jesus' right hand man. But he was hating on Jesus the whole time because he wanted Jesus' spot. And Jesus took care of everybody. Jesus took care of everybody. Jesus trusted everybody. God ain't trust everybody, or Mary ain't trust everybody. You know what I mean? And then say like, that's what they say like, why Jesus died is because Lucifer, because of Satan, crossed him. That's the one that gave him up. You feel me? The first one that gave him up. And then say like, God ain't want to kill Lucifer, kill Satan, kill the devil and stuff. He kicked the devil and the ones who was on he kicked Lucifer and the devil Satan and the ones who was on Satan's side that set Jesus up to get killed out of heaven. You feel me? But God, the Father wanted him to suffer. He didn't want to kill him. God was the one that created hell. You feel me? He created heaven, but he created hell too. Satan, Lucifer, and the devil ain't create hell. God was the one that created heaven and hell. You feel me? And he kicked them out of, he kicked Lucifer and Satan and the ones that was on Lucifer's side, Satan the devil's side, out of there and put them in hell and had the fire and stuff. And that's who created all the fire and stuff was God, and make them suffer in the fire. He wanted them to suffer for the rest of their life. On the real, that's why people, like, when they die, they go to heaven first. Then if it ain't Satan, the devil, or Lucifer putting you in hell, it's God that putting you in hell. On the real. You feel me? God, it's up to God if you enter heaven or if you don't enter heaven. You go to hell and he run both of them. You know what I'm saying? Then God created heaven and hell. You feel me? And left that to Satan, devil, and down there, and Satan, the devil, and Lucifer think he run hell for real, but he don't. On the real, God run both for real, heaven and hell, because he created both from scratch. On the real. His father married stuff, and then that's why hate and jealousy on the earth, because Jesus and Satan, Lucifer, the devil, and stuff. On the real, that's why these wars going on between these different countries. That were always going on earth between these different countries, these different religions. They serve people, and people crossing each other, and people dying and everything and stuff. It started off with the heaven and the Bible. That's what the Bible say is happening on earth. But some stuff was created on earth. It's not in the Bible. Some stuff that going on earth is in the Bible. Some stuff was created on earth was created from people. But either way it go, it come from heaven. And hell and stuff, and then heaven and hell. Broken tools is one person that run both of them. And they broke in warfare tools, and people going to war and stuff because of them two. Heaven and hell going to war. But people ain't never know that it was God that created heaven and hell. And that who put the people in hell. You feel me? On the real. And then say like if Adam and Eve ain't eat off that tree, everybody will live forever and for life. Nobody won't be dying, or nobody won't get old or look old. They look and they look younger. Stay looking younger, no matter what age they is or got. They live long and never die. By Adam eating off that tree, that's why people dying in the world. Today, because on the real. And because what happened with Jesus and was Satan stuff, and then you got Joseph and stuff was about to get ready to what's the name his own relative, saying it was his own relative for God, for Jesus, and stuff on the real, and it stuff. And my favorite line in the Bible, or my favorite thing in the Bible is Psalms 23. Walking in the shadow of death, fear no evil. You feel me? On the real, and then like God was a humble, and Mary was humble, but Jesus was a humble. He trusted everybody. On the real, and Satan wanted his spot so bad, and he wasn't cool with his spot when he should have been cool with his spot. Jesus gonna make sure he good. He wanted Jesus' spot. He wanted Jesus' spot. That's why he had some of them turn on Jesus and kill Jesus, and then the ones that on Jesus' side stayed in heaven and got praise and stuff. And that would come from angels, with God, Jesus, Mary and stuff, angels. And then come with Satan and stuff down in hell. And God was the one that created angels and demons. On the real. No lie. And like it's kind of crazy though. And then they put Jesus on the cross. Put his body in the beat him, put his body in the cross, and put his body in the cross and put him on the cross. That means they saying we cross you on the real. That's what it mean. You know what I mean? Because he died on the cross, it means way more than him dying on the cross. Really saying cross you is disrespectful on the real. No lie. And creatures and stuff and stuff, but a lot of stuff happening in the Bible going on earth. And a lot of stuff happening on earth ain't come from the Bible. People created on earth. But it was still God's people. Man, they were created on earth and stuff on the real. No lie. And it's one man that run both of them for real. God run heaven and hell. For real. Because he created them both. No lie, if it wasn't from Satan, Lucifer, and the devil crossing Jesus, it wouldn't be no hell. He wouldn't have to create hell. It just only be heaven. On the real. No lie. You feel me? And people think heaven and hell beefing stuff. Got people thinking heaven and hell beefing. If they beefing or not beefing, the one that created them both was God. On the real. Over both of them is God for real. You know what I mean? And he run and they both together in heaven. Jesus and Satan, and then when he crossed Jesus, God punished Satan. And then created hell and put him down there. On the real. And then how I split it too. Right here, man, are people trying to hate each other, being jealous of each other, snaking each other, crossing each other, and be with one another. But how can heaven and hell be beefing if the same person create both of them? Because y'all thinking that they beefing, even though hell is bad. Put the bad people in hell and put the good people in heaven. And some people don't forgive. Some people forgive. On the real. He put the ones. It's up to him. You go to heaven and stuff. The ones he accepted to heaven go to heaven. The ones that he don't accept to heaven go to hell. But they got to go to heaven first before they go to hell. Everybody do. On the real, to that gate. And see if you're going to enter or not. On the real, I'm coming somebody down there. And hell, and stuff on the real. They must be, heaven and hell must be beefing. But there's one person that run both of them is God. Because he created them both. And he the owner of both. When people thought Jesus was the only owner of heaven. When Jesus was the only one that only owned heaven. And saying Lucifer and the devil own hell. No. Saying the devil, Lucifer don't own hell. You feel me? God own them both, heaven and hell. On the real. And then they added and all that. You know why people get sick on earth? Because Adam and Eve ate off that tree. That's why people get sick on earth. It always begins with heaven. And then you know why people heal? Because you know, when Jesus died, he was sick from them beating him and stuff. And he healed and came back to life. So that's when people be sick. You know, I have wound stuff. And so on earth, and they heal and don't be sick no more. On and off. You feel me? That's what sick come from heaven, and healing come from heaven. On the real. And everybody is reborn and stuff. You think you dead forever. When you die on earth, you be dead, but you get brought back to life. He'll get brought back to life when you go to heaven, to that gate to heaven or hell. You live on forever. On the real. You feel me? And then if Adam and Eve ain't never eat off that tree, nobody want to be getting sick, or nobody want to be dying. On the real, they ain't listen to that snake or that tree. Trees and stuff, and there won't be no killing, no hating, or saying the devil, Lucifer ain't cross Jesus too. On the real. You feel me? Don't lie. And that's where punishment comes from, why people get punished on earth, like lock up, or people die and everything and stuff, or had to suffer, and had to struggle and stuff, everything, because God punished Satan. And the people that was on Satan's side, that Satan got, never got to cross Jesus with him. And they went from angels to demons. And angels, demons, and everything stuff on the real. No lie. You know what I mean? And the ones then, cross Jesus with Satan, the devil and Lucifer are the people that saying the devil and Lucifer got to cross Jesus. The ones that cross Jesus, or before it happened and stuff, stay to heaven, stay as angels. Hell, and that's why the good people go to heaven, the bad people go to hell. And that's why God created heaven. Heaven was created first, and hell was created second. And that's why I said, if Satan, Lucifer, or the devil ain't crossed Jesus, it won't be no hell. God wouldn't have to have this to start hell or create hell. There's been heaven and everything stuff in the world. And then if it wasn't for Satan crossing Jesus, and God, Jesus Father God had to punish Satan and stuff, that was struggling to come from. You remember on earth, if Satan, the devil, Lucifer, they never crossed Jesus and stuff, it wouldn't be no hell and stuff, and nobody wouldn't be struggling on the real. And there wouldn't be no bad stuff happening. It'd be all good stuff. Then you go and stuff, it'd be bad and good stuff happening. And that was choices and stuff come from on earth and everything. On the real. You know what I mean? And that's what money started at. How Jesus broke bread with his people on earth. Food, the bread food, but on earth, money is bread. And breaking with they people. This is where jobs and stuff come from. Everything, and making money with they people. And then with some of that money, they gonna take care of themselves by their clothes and everything and stuff. But with some of that money, they gonna buy food because they gotta eat. On the real. And one of their top priorities, they gonna buy is bread. You feel me? And sugar and bread or this stuff was made in heaven. You love bread he broke, Jesus broke heaven. On the real. And that's what bread is, if it's food or money. On the real. Some people eat, and that's where organizations come from. On earth and now and businesses and care of each other. Sticking together and stuff. On the real. You feel me? And all this stuff. And then when Satan, the devil, Lucifer, and the devil crossed Jesus, that's where faith come from on earth. And faith and being the hater, being the other person and stuff, and spot stuff. You feel me? And then when Jesus and Satan, the devil, and Lucifer was together, having fun and stuff before he crossed Jesus and stuff, that's where real come from. You feel me? And on the real. No lie. Then if the devil, Satan, or Lucifer will never cross Jesus, it'd be real. It won't be no fake. Be real. Everybody be real. That was stuff. Everybody stuff in too. And stuff, that's what real and fake come from on earth. No having the other parent or them and stuff, or going to war with each other, beefing with each other and stuff. It won't be that. But just stay and devil and Lucifer had crossed Jesus. That's where fate come from. Hating and jealousy and backstabbing and going to war and beefing with each other come from. On the real. Well, family or people not family, me and stuff, everything and stuff. On the real, you get some of both in the world, real fake on the real. And you have stuff, it be nothing but real in this world. No lie on the real. For real, no lie. No games. Goes around, comes around, start in heaven. Stuff with Jesus and the devil, Satan, Lucifer. On the real, that's what goes around, comes around on earth. When you do something bad to somebody, it come back on you in the same way, or it come back on you in a different way, now sooner or later. How it be on earth. You know what I mean? Because I thought you was gonna get away with it. How Jesus and Satan and Lucifer, the devil, Satan, did to Jesus while crossing Jesus. Thought he was gonna get away with it. It came back on On the real, that what goes around, come from. He came back on and he got punished by being in the fire and stuff. And God didn't kill him. God wanted him to suffer. Because when you dead, you don't gotta suffer. So you kill God's son Jesus, and he came back alive too. But you killed God's son Jesus, and he died. He had to suffer. On the real. But he kept the devil, Lucifer, Satan alive and make him suffer. On the real, it's gonna hurt way more when you suffering when you alive than you suffering when you dead, or then you dead. You gonna have to suffer more alive, be dead. Satan, devil, Lucifer was dead alive. On the real, alive, dead. On the real, he made him suffer. He ain't kill him. He said, I'll make you suffer for the rest of your life and let you live on. When you're dead, you don't gotta suffer. But on the real, whether you alive, you be alive and dead, or dead and alive, and have to suffer. On the real, it'd be way worse than you die. On the real. You feel me? That's why he ain't kill him. Cause then you gonna feel more pain than God said you gonna feel more pain than what my son Jesus felt when y'all murdered my son Jesus. Or did that to my son Jesus. And Jesus came back alive. On the real. And that when comes around, he got it worse than what his son Jesus did. God gave him something worse than what they did to his son Jesus. On the real. No lie. Nah, but still, he came alive and everything. And hell and stuff. On the real. Tell me your life and stuff. Suffer way harder. God made him suffer way harder than his son suffered when they killed his son. Made the devil, Lucifer, Satan suffer. Kept him alive before he could suffer. Because when you dead, you can't suffer. Or you don't gotta suffer. On the real. No lie. For real. It goes around, comes around. Come back on you the same way. And have it to that person you did it to. Or have come back on you way worse than that person you did it to. The same way or a different way. On the real. Some people say God and Jesus and Satan the devil and Lucifer wasn't no murderers. God and Jesus and Satan, Lucifer, and the devil is murderers. On the real, because nobody want to be dying on this earth, if it's from good or bad, or when they time up, when they get old, or leaving when it's their time to go, or leaving before their time. On the real. If they wasn't murderers. If God and Jesus wasn't murderers. You feel me? If they wasn't murderers, people would live on forever and for life. On the real. You feel me? You're hunting and stuff on the real. and take people off the earth. No lie. Remember on the earth stuff. And God was humble. You know, nobody and you already know. God and Jesus and Satan, Lucifer, the devil, had killed good people and had killed bad people. Had killed positive people and had killed negative people. On the real, when it was their time, when they got old and it was their time, or before their time. On the real, if they wasn't murderers, nobody would be dying. They'll live forever. On the real. You know what I mean? They done killed some newborn babies. Not all of them. They done killed some babies. Not all of them. They done killed some kids. Not all of them. They done killed some teenagers. Not all of them. They done killed some teenagers. Not all of them. They done killed some young adults. Not all of them. They done killed some adults. Not all of them. They done killed some old people. Not all of them. They done killed some elderly people. Not all of them. You feel me? If there's positive or negative. On the real. If there's good people or bad people. You feel me? When it was their time to go, or before their time, when it wasn't their time to go. Some people. Then it killed a lot of people though. When it wasn't their time to go, and after their time to go, if on the real, if people live, if they wasn't murderers or none or killers or none, people live on forever. Won't leave off the earth when it's their time to go, or leave before their time. You feel me? They done killed a lot of people. They done murdered a lot of people on earth. On the real, not talking about God and Jesus bad, or Satan, or the devil, or those who were bad. They done killed people in different situations. It was people born or ain't get to live their life on earth, or people that was alive. And they killed people when they came in this world, was born in this world, and after they was in this world, and they leave this world. And they leave this world. Many times before they time in different situations. It was good situations, bad situations, or good and bad situations, bad and good situations, positive and negative situations, negative and positive situations, or negative positive, or if it's just positive or it's just negative. On the real. And people, families, people, and other people's families, people that people knew everything and stuff on the real. Because they weren't killers or murderers, nobody wouldn't be dying on earth. They'll live forever and live on for life. And they be, on the real, they weren't murderers. You feel me? And that one, murderers come from. That where murderers come from. Cause what Satan, the devil, Lucifer did to Jesus. The spot, he just come from the cross and stuff on the real. There wouldn't be no murderer, or none, and no hell, or none of that stuff if it wasn't for Satan, the devil, Lucifer, crossing Jesus or Adam and Eve eating off that tree. On the real. You feel me? And people will live on forever. And for good. And never and stay looking young. Not looking old. On the real, whatever age they is, and stay living on for the rest of their life, whatever age they is, and not get sick. On the real. And not be sick. No lie, for real. You feel me? Not to diss him, not to diss God, Jesus, or Satan, or the devil. God and Jesus and the devil, Satan, Lucifer, got a lot of blood on their hands. A whole bunch of blood on their hands. If it was on their hands or through somebody else's hands, then they got blood on their hands. Got their hands wet with blood. Their hands wet with blood. On the real. They're killing so many people in this world. Right? On the real. Because they the ones made the people on earth kill each other. You feel me? It was good or bad. Or something they did or something they didn't do. On the real. Being in their minds. To kill them. Because nobody want to be dying on earth. On the real. If they was in their mind telling them not to do it. God, Jesus, and Satan, the devil, and Lucifer. On the real, tell them not to do it. Nobody want to be dying in the streets, or in the house, or at the hospital, or lock up. Anywhere they go worldwide, nobody want to be dying, live on forever and for life. On the real. And they wasn't murderers or killers. You feel me? They done killed a lot of people. They took a lot of people off this earth. On the real, it was their time to go. When they ready for them to go. Or before their time. When they wasn't ready for their time. Their time was up, or their time was to go. On the real. No lie. God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah telling us in the Bible that we should not kill. We should not kill each other or kill one another. But God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, Satan, the devil, Lucifer, especially God, Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah, killing people every day. On the real. Taking a lot of people out every day. Not everybody. But killing a lot of people every day. On the real. And that's crazy telling us we should not kill and we get in trouble for it. But they killing. You know what I mean? God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, and Satan, Lucifer, and the devil, especially God, Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah, is killing people every day. On the real. All and everywhere. It's down around the same time or at different times. Every day, each day. Not everybody. But some of a lot of people. On the real. And they can't get in trouble for it. Because they the ones that made us. But we can get in trouble for it. You know what I mean? But God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah can't get in trouble for it. We ain't locked up for it and none. They can kill. They can kill all. Won't keep killing like serial killers. and stuff and won't get in trouble for it. Because they're the ones that made us, and the people made the government. And like God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah is over everybody in the world. You feel me? Over everything. They own everything in this world. They over the government. On all that. On the real. You feel me? No lie. And that's who created all the people in the world. On the real. So they can kill whenever they feel like it. All the time when they want to. They won't get in trouble for it. On the real. You hear me? No lie. And it's crazy. In the Bible, God and Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, and Satan, Lucifer the devil, especially God and Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, they said we should not kill and live on earth, but God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, and Satan, Lucifer the devil, is killing, especially God and Jesus and Jehovah, Allah is killing. And it's crazy though. You feel me? He said we should not kill, but they steady killing people. On the real. You feel me? And that's kind of awkward though. You feel me? We should not take each other's lives, but they still taking lives. God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, Satan, the devil, Lucifer, especially God, Jesus, and Jehovah, and Allah, taking lives. You feel me? Every day. More than one every day. Worldwide. Not everybody. But some people's life every day they take it. If it's before their time or when is their time to go. Or before their time to go. Before their time, when is their time to go. On the real. You know what I mean? And they get these people heads to stop them for killing for real. We always start with heaven and the Bible. On the real. You feel me? What you gonna do on earth? There's killing in heaven and killing in hell. And God don't created in the owner of heaven and created in the owner of hell. That's why they killing on earth. On the real. You know, if they want to kill in heaven, they wouldn't be. It wouldn't be no hell. On the real. Or it wouldn't be no killing going on earth. No killing on that heaven if Satan the devil Lucifer ain't never crossed Jesus. On the real, or Adam even eat off that tree. Don't lie. I mean, in the punishment stuff on the real. That's kind of crazy. On the real. No lie. And and they taking somebody's life every day, every single day, morning, evening, afternoon, nighttime, or through the time. They every city, every state, in every country. Overseas, in every country, somebody die every day. More than one person. Not everybody. Some people. On the real. That God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, Lucifer, Satan, the devil, especially God, Jesus, and Jehovah, Allah, let's say, killing. On the real. So that's crazy though. God, Jesus, Satan, the devil, Lucifer, got so much bodies on their hands and so many bodies on their hands than any killer or murderer person on earth. On the real. If it's in the streets, if it's in lockup or it was just lockup or just in the streets, on which on the real. You know what I mean? Yeah. On the real or the hell stuff, or for anywhere they go stuff, if it's from the streets, just in the streets, from lockup, just lockup, from the streets to lockup, and from lockup to the streets, from all everywhere, all anywhere, around this whole wide world. It's in the state, every country overseas, every country, he's on the real. All the different 50 cents, all the different 50 cents, all the different countries. Overseas, no matter you from, they all serve the same person. On the real. The Indians and stuff, what you look like, all that stuff, we all serve the same person. That's God and Jesus. Worship God, Jesus, or some worship Satan, the devil, Lucifer. On the real. Really, but don't forget, God run this world for real. God and Jesus. On the real. And they run heaven and they run hell too. Y'all think it's just the devil, Satan, and Lucifer run hell. God and Jesus, the ones that own heaven and own hell. Because if it wasn't for God and Jesus, or Lucifer or Satan or the devil, it wouldn't be no hell, it'd just be heaven. On the real. But by Satan, the devil, Lucifer, and Lucifer, the devil, crossing Jesus, that's why God created that hell. Because Satan, the devil, Lucifer crossed Jesus and Son, and he had to punish them. And the ones that was on Satan, the devil, and Lucifer's side, and kick them out of heaven and put them in hell. He created hell to put them in hell, to make them suffer. On the real. And the ones still, like, he didn't make them suffer. They stay in heaven as angels, and he kicked the ones on the side that the devil, Satan's side, for crossing his son Jesus. Jesus got kicked out of heaven and turned to demons. No lie. But they said having the hell beefing, but the one that created both was God. Heaven, God and needed, yeah, it was heaven and hell. So they created heaven, man, from scratch, and created hell from scratch. Run both for real. On the real. When one is good and one is bad, they run both for real. Over both, really for real. Yeah, stuff on the real. They ain't really Satan, the devil, or Lucifer. That run hell or created hell. And stuff on the real. He got help from God and Jesus for what it is Jesus. Why he died? Why Lucifer, the devil, Satan, and hell, and the ones that held him across Jesus and stuff, and hell, the demon, and turned to demons. On the real. And that's why, and then once they out there that was loyal and stuff, and angels and stuff, and stuff stayed in heaven. But the ones disloyal went to hell. On the real. But you gotta always go through heaven before you can go to hell. It's God's decision if he gonna let you in heaven or send you to hell. On the real. You always gotta go to heaven, to that gate of heaven, before you go to hell. You just don't go straight to hell. You gotta answer to God first. And see if you can enter heaven or you go to hell. You just don't go to hell, just die, just be bad, and go to hell and answer to the devil and go to hell, or just answer to God and go to heaven. No. Everybody got to answer to God when they die. And God, it's up to God if he gonna send you and keep you in heaven or send you to hell. It ain't the devil's choice if you go to heaven or hell. It's God's choice if you go to heaven or enter heaven or go to hell. On the real. You gotta answer to God. Everybody do. They die on the real. Nah, I'm still on the real. Because God and Jesus is over Satan, the devil, well, and Lucifer and them demons, for real. And they over the angels in heaven. They the one, it's God, the one created heaven and created hell. On the real. Scratch. And there won't be no heaven or hell if it wasn't for God or Jesus. On the real. Or it won't be no hell if it wasn't for it won't be no hell if Lucifer would never had crossed Jesus or helped kill Jesus. And that was Jesus' right hand man. It wouldn't be no hell. Since he did that, Lucifer, Satan, the devil helped God create hell. On the real. We wouldn't never cross Jesus, God, and say was the devil. It wouldn't be no hell, just be happy. On the real. Sometimes I feel like the Bible wasn't created by God, by Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah. On the real, sometimes I feel like the Bible was created by people on earth, came up with the Bible. And it wasn't God, Jesus, Jehovah, or Allah words on the real. Or the real Bible head that all religions would have had God. They just love have it, and they all the religions are the same person, but in a different way. And the words in each Bible or religion got some of the same words and stuff. And some of their words different. But the main Bible was made for all the religions and stuff. I think that's head. Everybody would have had the same Bible. How they serving the same person. Like God, Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah. On the real. You feel me? Or God, Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah probably told them what to say. Them all the same. Them probably told them what to say, and they wrote the Bible. Wrote a long time ago. They got on Earth, but like a lot of stuff that's going on Earth was created by people on Earth. On the real. Yeah, man. And then a lot of stuff that's happening on Earth, the Bible said, and it happened in heaven. On the real. But nobody do not know if God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, or Satan, Lucifer, the devil, especially God, Jesus, and Jehovah and Allah wrote the Bible. Nobody never said that. On the real. You feel me? You don't know they created the Bible in heaven. God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, or people on earth created it. On the real. Because a lot of stuff on earth happening, some of the stuff on earth happening, people on earth created it. Yeah, on the real. People God made. God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah made. Created it. And it was created in heaven. And some of the stuff that's happening on earth was created in heaven and it got on earth. On the real. No lie. On the real. You don't know what to believe. On the real. You feel me? Because what God say, heaven probably came up with the Bible and hit on earth. Or people, or earth came, God, Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah. People came up with the Bible when they made on earth by people. To serve religion. On the real. The Bible was probably created by heaven for real, or it was probably created by people on earth, or created by people on earth and wasn't created by heaven. This is stuff. You know everything. On the real. No lie. For real, just saying things like people don't know how God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah look like. People on earth. in real life. Unless they dead. On the real. And then, like they say, heaven and hell exist. Heaven and hell probably don't exist. For real. But to me, it do heaven and hell exist because because they made us. Heaven made us. And the real made everybody. Is in the world. It was through other people. Heaven gave you life. Yeah. Yeah. Go to hell and stuff, but nobody don't know what the real God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah look like, or don't know what the real Satan, Lucifer, and the devil look like. On the real. If you tell what it look like, or if you died and came back alive for a minute, and and you were still on the real. No, there's it's still on the real. People say God, Jehovah, Jesus, God. They say God, Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah. Look like this and look like that on the real. You don't know what to believe. You don't know really like. No matter where you from or what your race is, if you on the streets or if you lock up or from the streets, just in the streets, or from lock up, just lock up, or from the streets to lock up, from lock up to the streets, or from anywhere you and y'all go, God gonna make you and y'all get down now sooner or later. Y'all don't get down on earth, when y'all pass away, y'all gotta answer to God. Y'all don't answer to the devil. On the real. Y'all gotta have it or hell. Y'all still gotta answer to God. On the real. If you want to answer to him on earth, you gotta answer to him when you die. On the real. He gonna make you get down, lay down. On the real. Some of y'all before y'all die ahead of time, before it's y'all time, on the real, or when it's y'all time and after y'all time, on the real. You can't beat God and Jesus, on the real. God and Jesus, saying the devil and loser, gonna make you get down now sooner or later. If you on this earth, or when you leave this earth, or before you born on this earth, when you on this earth, and when you leave this earth. On the real. All ages, males and female, boys and girls, all ages. If you and y'all relatives, or you and y'all family, or not you and y'all relatives, or not you and y'all family, they know each other. You know everybody and stuff on the real. No lie. God, Jesus, Satan, Lucifer, and devil, especially God and Jesus, they know everything about you. On the real, if you keep it a secret or don't keep it a secret, because they're the ones that made you. On the real. They know everything. On the real. Everything got to go through their hands for it to happen. Before it can happen for you. Inside and coming to the outside of it. God, you are the outside of it. On the real. You know what you inside, coming to the outside of it, you on the real. You feel me? You're going to have to ask to him Well, when you born in this world, you gonna have to ask, and when you in this world, when you leave this world, you gonna have to answer to God and Jesus and Satan, Lucifer, and the devil, especially to God and Jesus, before you and y'all come in this world, and when you and y'all born in this world, when you and y'all on this earth, the whole time you and y'all on this earth, and when you and y'all leave this earth on the real. You feel me? On the real, when it's y'all time to go, or before y'all time, or after y'all time, when y'all time to go, or you alive on earth, on the real. Gonna make you get down, lay down. You gonna get down, lay down now sooner or later, on the real. If you gotta force it, gotta go through somebody else to make you get down or lay down, on the real. Or don't gotta go through nobody else. Go to your mind, make you get down, lay down. Now sooner or later, on the real. Believe that. And there ain't nobody in this world powerful than God, Jesus, and Satan, the devil, and Lucifer. Especially not God and Jesus. On the real. Because Lucifer, Satan, and the devil ain't powerful than God and Jesus. On the real. And he ain't powerful than God, but that's the Father, that Son, Mother, on the real. You feel me? If you like it or not. On the real. If you doing negative stuff, or if you doing positive stuff, or you doing just negative stuff, or you just doing positive stuff, or you turn negative to positive, negative, or it's just positive, or if it's just negative. Or from wherever you do on earth. Everything you do on earth. You and y'all do on earth. You and y'all. On the real. You don't lay down. Believe that? No lie. You feel me? That's what really control everybody in this world. Everybody, no matter where you from, what your race is, males and females, boys and girls, all ages. They see you now, they see you. They family, not family. On the real, worldwide, every city, every state, every country. On the real. Every country overseas, all every country. God. And Jesus. Saying the devil and Lucifer. Especially God and Jesus. Not really saying the devil and Lucifer. On the real. Wake you up. That's who got y'all breathing. That's who brought you in this world, God and Jesus. And they'll take you about this world, God and Jesus. On the real. Satan, the devil, and Lucifer ain't bring y'all in this world. Ain't y'all. But Satan, the devil, and have you take you out of the world, on the real, take you out of the world, I know how that God and Jesus would over everything you do. On the real. You like it or don't like it. Or you hate it or love it. On the real. So, everything goes through them for anything you do on this earth. On the real. From the streets, just in the streets. From lock up, just lock up. From the streets to lock up, from lock up to the street, from anywhere you go, you and y'all go, from everywhere you and y'all go. Worldwide, around the whole wide world, on earth, across the whole universe, and stuff on the real. Yeah, this earth before communists on this earth. Before y'all born, and after y'all born, when y'all born on this earth, when y'all on this earth, the whole time y'all on this earth, and when y'all leave this earth. On the real. You feel me? Ain't no beating it. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. You get out later, not sooner or later. On the real. You like it, don't like it. I think in this world. On the real. You hear me? If you gonna see it now sooner or later, you gonna see it now sooner or later. Believe that. Believe that. Does he coming now sooner or later? On the real. You hear me? Y'all like it or don't like it. Y'all hate it or love it. Y'all like it or don't like it, or y'all love it or hate it. On the real. Or y'all don't like it, or y'all love it, or y'all hate it, or love it. On the real. How do you feel and take it? And taking it stuff on the real. No lie. You get all in out. Sooner or later. On the real. Or later. Or sooner or now. On the real. Or sooner. Now or later. Or later. Sooner or now. On the real. Or sooner, later, or now. No matter who you is and who you are. On the real. From newborn babies, kids, teenagers, young adults, old people, elderly people, males and females, boys and girls, all every different ages, all every different race, worldwide, around the whole wide world. No matter what city, state, or country overseas you are from all every different city, and all every different 50 states, and all every different 50 states around the whole United States, and all every different country, and all every different whole country, and all every different whole country overseas. All every different country. On the real from on the real. Saturday person on the real from all every different country overseas to the whole United States, back to all every different country overseas and the whole United States to all every different country overseas and to all every different whole country overseas, all every different whole country overseas, back to the whole United States. On the real. You feel me? If it's down south, the southeast, the southwest, if it's up north, the northeast, the northwest, or if it's the east coast, or if it's the west coast, or if it's the west coast, or if it's the east coast, or if it's the midwest. On the real. On the west coast, or the east coast, down south, up north, or if it's the east coast, central, west coast. On the real, if it's east coast time, if it's central time, if it's Pacific time, if it's west coast time, if it's central time and west time, or it's east coast time. On the real. Over here, they kind of, everywhere, all they overseas across the water are connected on to the United States. On the real. You feel me? No matter what your religion is, you'll still say the same person. And you'll still have the same thing in there. On the same words in there. Jehovah, Jesus, God, Jehovah gonna make you get out later on the real. On the later. Believe that. No lie. You feel me? They're on the real. They gotta come through other people. They make you get down or lay down. Now sooner or later. Or they gotta go through other people. They come to you. It come to you itself. Through you itself in your mind itself. Now sooner or later. You may get all laid out. Y'all get all laid out. On the real. Or to make you and y'all get all laid out. They gotta go to somebody else now sooner or later. And you like it or don't like it. They love it. You feel me? You're gonna have to answer to him on this earth. And after you leave this earth, you and y'all gonna have to answer to God and Jesus and say, and the devil and Lucifer are especially to God and Jesus, y'all. Well, on the real, while y'all on this earth, and y'all on this earth, before y'all come on this earth, then when y'all born on this earth and come in this earth and come in this world, and while y'all on this earth, y'all talking y'all on this earth while y'all in this world, and when y'all leave this earth and leave this world. But that's from anywhere you go, everywhere you go. On the real, from the streets, just in the streets, from lock up, just lock up, or from the streets to lock up, or from lock up to the streets. On the real. All that, everywhere, anywhere, every city, every state, every country overseas, country. You know, say every different race, males and females, boys and girls. All around the whole wide world, the universe, the century, around the globe, in every game. You think if you in y'all games, you're not the games. 2. And they gotta do it one by one, or in groups, or all together. On the real, and families and stuff. And they related to you, and they related to you, or they family and not family. On the real. You hear that? No matter what your race is, or your age. On the real. God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, Satan, and Lucifer, the devil, especially God, Jesus, Jehovah, and Allah, God and Jesus, gone, stuff, gone, make all and everybody in this world, if they relate to you, not relate to your family, not family, if they on the streets, or they lock up, or they from the streets, just in the streets, from lock up, just lock up, from the streets to lock up, from lock up to the street, from every city, every state, every country overseas, all the everything with, in the United States, gone, make all the males and females, boys and girls, all ages, on the real, they relate to you, not relate to you, they family, not family. God and Jesus gonna make them bow down now, sooner or later. On the real, while they on this earth, after they leave this earth, or as they leave this earth, if they don't serve on this earth, or before they come to this earth, when they born on this earth, or when they on this earth, or when they leave the earth. On the real. Y'all like it or not, hate it or love it. On the real. You hear me? Ain't nobody powerful than them. Then that person, they God and Jesus. That's why I said them, because they got different names for God and Jesus. On the real, especially God and Jesus. But they are the same person. When I say about them, I said different names for different religions. But them is all one person. One person. On the real. Let's do stuff on the real. I say them because they got they different names for different religions. Or with different names, but it's still the same person. Or still you get the same person. Them. On the real. Gonna make y'all bow down now, sooner or later. On the real. And make y'all get down and lay down now, sooner or later. On the real. If y'all on earth, or we all leave this earth, or we all on earth, and we all leave this earth, or if y'all do it on earth, when you leave this earth, you and y'all leave this earth, or while you and y'all on earth, and when you and y'all leave this earth, or you and y'all before y'all come in this world, and while you and y'all in this world, and when you and y'all leave this world, on the real, y'all like it or not, and they love it, they gonna make y'all, God and Jesus gonna make you and y'all get down, lay down, and bow down on the real. You feel me? It ain't no way around it. It ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. It's never ain't no way around it. Never ain't no way around it. Never ain't no way around it. No matter what you and y'all been through. It don't matter what you and y'all went through. It don't matter what you and y'all going through now. It ain't no escaping it. Worldwide. All around the whole wide world. Around the whole universe, all over the central earth, everywhere, all everywhere, and all anywhere, and everywhere. Yeah, like God and Jesus and Jehovah and Allah say what we can do and what we can't do, and what we ain't allowed to do in this world inside the Bible. And they did it up in heaven. And hell, on the real. In hell too. And what we can do and what we can't do and cannot do. What we allowed to do and what we allowed not to do. Or we get punished for it on earth or in this world. Then we get in the world or on earth. And it's in the Bible. They don't, I know they probably don't want to see. But what they say, what we ain't allowed to do, or what we can't do and cannot do, they still do it on earth. Or and they say we are allowed to do it. To do it on the real. They still do it on earth. Man, you have it. For real, a lot. For real. You feel me? No lie. And it's kind of crazy on the real. And then this too, like God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah made sacrifices for us to have a better life. On the real. But the people that make sure they ate and everything and stuff, made good sacrifices for us. I feel like Lucifer, the devil, Satan, should have never sacrificed Jesus. On the real. And had these killed some of the people that's demons now, and Satan, the devil, and some of the ones on the side to do that to Jesus. That's why they got kicked out of heaven. Satan, the devil, Lucifer, and then some people got turned into demons and they suffer. And the one I said on Jesus' side is up there in heaven. On the real. And if a lot of stuff won't be going on if Adam and Eve ain't eat up that tree. And if it wasn't for devil, Lucifer, the devil, Satan, sacrificing Jesus, because they already have Jesus killed. Because everything's still on the real. That's why Jesus, Father God, punished him. And suffer. And everything is still on the real. Yeah. And Lucifer, Satan, the devil, sacrificed Jesus in a bad way. On the real. And then it's some good sacrifices. People making a way for their people and stuff. Not hurting nobody. Then it's bad sacrifices. You hurt somebody, it's on the real. And they start with the up in heaven. And the Bible stuff is positive sacrifices and it's negative sacrifices. On the real. And someone had to make negative sacrifices to go from negative to positive to make it positive sacrifices. And someone just started with positive sacrifices. Yeah. Heaven never on earth. Negative sacrifices. But they're both negative and positive or positive. Negative and positive sacrifices and positive and negative sacrifices. On the real. Every sacrifice don't mean bad. On the real. You know what I mean? Some people can sacrifice stuff in a good way, and some people can sacrifice stuff in a bad way. So we can sacrifice stuff in a good way without hurting anybody. There's none to make a way for themselves, and then some people can make sacrifices in a bad way. Yeah, that by hurting people, hurt somebody, better life on the road. You feel me? Every good sacrifice is not bad. So on the road. And then every bad sacrifice is not bad. Every good sacrifice is not bad. Some will be bad. Something bad and other stuff. And every bad and negative sacrifice is don't be bad. It be good. So good stuff on the real. I mean, the person, everything's still on the real. Don't lie. But that's why they saying Lucifer, the devil sacrificed Jesus in a bad way. So God, those are what comes around. So God sacrifice, Jesus Father, God sacrifice. He's saying the devil, and the ones that help the devil, Lucifer, and Satan, that Lucifer, the devil, Satan, that had helped him sacrifice their son, sacrifice his son, sacrifice God and Mary's son Jesus. That way. And they paying the consequence for it. Not being in heaven no more, being in hell. But God and God is their own heaven and run their own hell. They powerful then. God Jesus, Jehovah, and all it's powerful there, way powerful there. Satan, the devil, Lucifer, for the real. Every sacrifice ain't no bad sacrifice. Every good sacrifice ain't no bad sacrifice. Every bad sacrifice is not no bad sacrifice. You got good sacrifices, and you got some bad sacrifices. You got some bad sacrifices, you got some good sacrifices. And like God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, Satan, Lucifer, the devil, especially God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, saying what we can do and what we cannot do, or what we can't do, is that on earth, but they did in the heaven what they saying we can't do. They did in the heaven already. On the real. In the hell. What they saying we can't do. They don't mean no talking about what we can do and what we cannot do and what we can't do. In the Bible and stuff, and we get punished for it and get in trouble for it, but they ain't get in trouble. They got to tell what we can't do on earth, and a lot of stuff they put in the Bible that saying we can do on what we can't do, or what we cannot do. It on the real on earth. They did in the heaven, why we can't do it on earth? You feel me? And what we can't do, what we can do, and what we can't do, we get in trouble for it. Or cannot do, we get in trouble for it. But they say we can't do what we cannot do, but they did in the heaven. Hell, and they did in the heaven. On the real. When they put it in the Bible and stuff. What they haven't sent them to heaven. And I said they did it in heaven. Or else still on the real. Where they said what we cannot do and what we can't do. Or we can do, or what we can't do, or what we cannot do. You hear me? And that's crazy. On the real, they probably don't say when people on earth stuff. And that's crazy. But a lot of stuff happening in the Bible, happening in heaven, happening in hell, happening in the Bible is really happening on earth. On the real. There are people on earth. Don't lie. What we can do, or what we can't do, or what we cannot do. On the real. And what we cannot do, or what we can't do, they did in the heaven, and they ain't really get punished for it. Ain't get punished for it. For real. Ain't get in trouble for real. But on earth, we get in trouble for it. So, do. On the real. Everybody ain't perfect. You feel me? Everybody that been through something, that went through something. On the real. Still going through something and stuff. And it don't matter if people on earth, if it was God, if it was Jesus, if it was Jehovah, Allah, or was Satan, Lucifer, the devil, especially it was God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, and the real. You and y'all gotta make it right with God and Jesus. Ask the God and Jesus when you and y'all come in this world, when you and y'all born in this world now, sooner or later. You and y'all gotta make it right with God and Jesus. And I gotta answer to God and Jesus. While you and y'all in this world now, sooner or later. And you and y'all gotta make it right with God and Jesus. Ask to God and Jesus when you and y'all leave this world now, sooner or later. If you and y'all ain't making it right with God and Jesus, or ain't answering to God and Jesus, while you and y'all in this world the whole time now, sooner or later, when you and y'all leave this world, you and y'all gotta get right with God and Jesus. Ask to God and Jesus when you and y'all leave this world now, sooner or later. If you and y'all making it right with God and Jesus and answering to God and Jesus while you and y'all in this world the whole time now, sooner or later, when you and y'all leave this world, you and y'all on and gotta make it right with God and Jesus and answer to God and Jesus. You and y'all, when y'all leave this world, now sooner or later. Then some people said Jesus and God, people don't know what they look like for real. Someone said he was black. Someone said he was white. Someone said he was this race, he was that race. Nobody really don't know what God and Jesus look like on the real, on earth for real. You feel me? No lie. For real. You know what I mean? And then some stuff, religion stuff, and then when you look in the Bible and stuff, all the Bibles equal up to each other. If it's the different Bibles wrote different for different religions, but all equals got some of the same stuff in each Bible and stuff on the real. You feel me? And they serving the same person as God and Jesus. He is God and on the real. And God was the Father, Jesus was the Son, Mary was the mother. And that's he created his hand, his daughter, and then he granted him stuff. Yeah, like so and all that stuff on the real. And then one thing else, people say he was born on Christmas. They don't know what Jesus was born. Or God and Mary was born on the real. Real. I'm saying. No lie. This is real. Real. Everything I'm saying to y'all. Yeah, Abraham in the Bible, and then Joseph and Lucifer, Satan, the devil, and God, Jesus, and Mary, and Adam and Eve, and the snake and stuff, and the angels, God, Jesus, and Mary and stuff, and then the devil, Satan, and Lucifer, and the devil, and the demons, and stuff on the real. All this is true. You know what I'm saying? And stuff on the real. You feel me? No lie. For real. This is a true story. No games. Everybody. I'm gone 1P. On the real. No lie. For real. Never, ever, for real, never, no lie. For real.